Hello guys, welcome back to a new video and to a new episode of Q&A. Alright, so I chose for this week this particular question that I received on my Twitter account, and I found it interesting and it is the right time for it. Alright, so as always, if you want me to answer your questions, all you have to do is to DM me on my Twitter account. I'm gonna leave it down below, and if it's layered, like I said before, if it needs like a comprehensive answer, I'm gonna do a video about it. If not, I'm gonna just answer you in the DM directly. All right, and this one needs a comprehensive video. So this guy right here asks that. All right, so let me read that for you. This month been hell for me on NQ, and I feel like I'm doing everything wrong. All right, even though I'm following my rules mostly. And I don't know if it's the market or just me falling off, but it's messing with my head. So any advice? Now this right here, I chose this for a particular reason, because I know that this guy right here is not the only one that is having difficulties trading NQ. If a lot of you trades futures and they chose NQ because it's volatile, alright? If you want to scalp it, it is the perfect asset. But is it the perfect asset all year long? Every single month? Not likely. Alright? So let me show you. Let me put this away. If you're having difficulties navigating NQ, you are not alone. Alright? So I want to make sure that you understand this. Markets change behavior or cycle. Yes, it is doing the same thing since the beginning of time, alright? But there are cycles, alright? Cycles when we are having easy expansions to the upside, price in a hurry, right? We have seen that here. So in just this simple picture, we can see that we have two different cycles. We have a cycle where the market is easily trading to the upside, alright? Everything is clear. We have pullbacks, we have expansions, pullback, expansions, some manipulations along the way. And then here we're having this range right here, tight range. And if you go to the lower time frame inside this range, things are insane. All right, it's hard to navigate this because we are in a range, first of all, and a range doesn't move like this, like they advertise. All right, so it's hard to have a higher time frame idea. It's hard to form whether the next candle is gonna be bullish or bearish. All right, you will have a low prediction rate, and that's gonna really make you lost when you go to the lower time frame to find setups, because you can frame both ways, and that's really dangerous. All right, and during summer a lot of asset classes starts moving like this. So if you don't believe me, that you think that the market is the same or something like that, and you are believing social media traders who shows only the winners, and because that's really gonna influence your performance and what you tell to yourself, because you might be having a hard time like this guy. All right, and personally I'm having a hard time. For example, this week I ended up hardly break even. All right, I didn't trade Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. I traded Thursday and Friday, and I ended up break even. So for example, I want you to notice this, right? So from Monday, 30th of Monday, or we're gonna start from the beginning of July, all right, till today, so 10 days. I want you to notice this, and the same period with this. So we can put this on Monday. So can you see the difference between this and this? If you can't see a difference right away, I want you to notice first of all the highs and the lows. So the extreme and the obvious highs and lows. We can see that we are trading to the upside here, and then we shifted structure and we start printing highs and lows, highs and lows. All right, see? But can you see the difference right here? Right? When you outline the obvious highs and lows, it feels like it doesn't make any sense to you. All right, now it doesn't mean that the market is moving randomly, or I don't know, But from your understanding of price or how you trade, and mostly we trade trends, this doesn't make sense to us for trend traders. All right. And also notice the EMA. This is another indication that you can use. So you can see that the EMA is smoothly above this, above price action, and we are trading to the downside, right? So clear trend. We came back to it. Doesn't have to tap into it, but came back to it, or make a new low, came back to it, all right, make a new low one more time, make a new low one more time, and so on and so on. But look at the EMA right here and here also. Especially here, we had a nasty trend or a range today. And even this is on the 1 hour. If you're a scalper or you're a day trader, you're using the 5-minute or the 1-minute, try to go to New York session here. All right, every New York session from this month, and compare it with New York session from EURUSD. All right, so this is EURUSD. I forgot to mention it. All right, and you can see a huge difference between the two. Now the problem here, if you're not aware of this, that the market moves in cycles. If we zoom out a little bit, I want you to notice this. These are the cycles that I talked about. We have a range, and then we have nice expansion here, and then another range. We hit another range and a nice expansion. So trend traders will thrive in these trends in between, and mostly they got chopped here if they don't manage the risk well. So they're going into this range with the same expectations when they got in this trend. For example, you are demanding the market to give you a setup every single day. The market will give you setups every single day here, but not here. All right. Also, you're taking trades that you think that they are obvious based on what you did here, but no, here you need to be very careful and wait for things to be obvious and align the time frames together. Just a small trend right here, and then we hit another range, and then we have a nice trend right here. Didn't last too long, maybe 2 days, and we hit another range for a whole week. All right, so I don't know about your trades, I don't know about your journal, but I'm pretty sure that all of your losses came from these yellow boxes. All right, I can bet on that. But if you go to EURUSD, for example, and if you're trading futures, you can also trade EURUSD. I believe its name is 6E, I believe. All right, and what I want you to do is to go and backtest this. You can use FX Replay, or you can use NinjaTrader for free and download the data. All right, and I want you to backtest New York Open or the whole New York session on EURUSD for this whole month. Believe me, you're gonna find setups that it's too good to be true. Everything is obvious that you will feel suspicious taking that trade because of what the market did to you here. So you don't trust it anymore. You see a clean setup here and you think there is no way this is gonna work. And eventually it will work, because the cycle that we are here, it's not the same cycle here. This is a trend, all right? When you follow the trend, when you follow the context of we are pulling back here, so you look for longs, you don't look for shorts, not yet. And now here we are likely to make a new low, all right? So you follow the trend, look for shorts, same here, right? So if, for example, we talk about context, whether we are in an expansion to make a new low or pulling back to retrace to here and then make a new low, this is easy, right? You can know on which leg you are, but can you do that here? All right, if we talk about this, all right, can you know why this leg happened, or what's happened here, or why this is happening, and why not trading all the way to here and decided to reverse here, and why here we didn't attack the low and trade it to the upside, and why here we didn't go to this high, right? So it's hard to determine the context here and on which leg that you are and what that leg should do. All right, especially here, right? This is really hard all right, to navigate. And there is no shame on that. This is what the market is doing right now on NQ, and this is what the current cycle like. You can either, you have two solutions right here. You can either stop trading right here, or you be very selective with your trades. So you wait for these moves right here, for this in between trends, and you take your shots. And when things like here, that you can use the AMA to help you, although you don't need it, to be honest. So I received a question about the settings. So here you go. So first of all, it is the double EMA, all right? And it's slightly different than the normal EMA. The length is 100 and I use it on the 1 hour. So, and you can see that we are clearly in a range right here, and the context is very hard to get. And here, obviously, you can't have those 3R, 4R trades. Even 2R here is a bit hard. So as I said, the first choice right here is to be very selective with your trades. The second choice that you can do is you go to another asset class when we have an easier cycle. And look at the previous cycle right here. So can you see right here, beautiful trend to the upside. We are pulling back, right? Same thing here, obvious highs and lows. If you go to the daily, that's gonna reflect also, right? So from the start of this year, and things were very easy for your USD. You don't believe me? Go back test yourself and you will see. Whatever strategy you're using right now in NQ, take it and go to your USD or whatever, maybe gold. I don't know how gold is doing right now. A bit hard, right? But we were in an easy cycle right here. You can see this is really insane in my opinion. You can see that everything is clean on the daily. You can frame your setups right here from the daily, and you can take really high R trades. And here it just stopped. So same thing as NQ. Maybe you can find something on the 1 hour. But to be honest, it is really clean and way cleaner than NQ right here. So the solution idea is to manage your expectations and to be aware of what the market is doing right now. All right, don't force trades on NQ. Stop trading in hard mode. All right, NQ right now is in hard mode. Don't let anybody lie to you. I showed you with proof. You don't believe me? Go back test NQ at this month, and the same strategy, take it to gold or take it to your USD or whatever and see for yourself. So to answer your question, to summarize things up, if you're following your rules to the T and you saw success in the past doing that and now you don't, it's likely that you are approaching this right here with the same expectations from before, from the past. All right, you're looking for trades every day. You're taking trades that have ambiguous context on the higher time frame, and maybe you're looking for expansion plays. You're going for 2R, 3R. All right, so I hope you like this video. If you have any other questions, you can always DM me in my Twitter account or leave a comment down below and I'll answer you as soon as I can. Now, happy trading and good luck.